Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Beebs here. Things have been a bit quieter on here for me over the last couple of weeks, as recently my dad had a major heart attack and life was all turned upside down for a bit whilst I was trying to help out and do what I can with the family. So it's been less content, less videos, less work in general as I was scrambling to help and do what I can. But the good news is he had triple bypass surgery, which was successful, so fingers crossed he'll be hanging around for the foreseeable future. I know it's been Thanksgiving recently and the existential arterial crisis has got me feeling all mushy and thankful, so I want to say a huge thanks to everyone that's been watching the channel over the last year. Coming up towards the end of the year now and looking back, I've done a lot more videos. I feel like I'm enjoying this a lot and slowly growing the audience, so thanks to everyone that's been interested in watching and supporting me. And of course, on the other side of things, thanks to everyone that's been supporting the solo app, my courses, listening to the podcast, all of that stuff. I missed out on the Black Friday shenanigans as I was in the hospital whilst the surgery was going on, but to those of you that did catch any of the discounts, thanks so much for doing that. It's much appreciated. If you did miss out or you weren't aware, I'm going to run an extension code here. Drop that into the checkout and yeah, I can pick up the Ultimate Fretboard Visualization course with the discount still. So I want to get back into making content and videos as quick as I could. Now I did have an entire 2-hour video to edit on the Nano Cortex and I figured it was just too big of a project. It was never going to get done. And so I was putting it off. And then John Cordy, my good friend, asked me for my thoughts for a video that's going up on his channel on this. And so I thought I would just shoot that off really quickly. It ended up being a better summary of my thoughts than the 2-hour unboxing and capturing process. So I thought I would just put that here on my channel as well with some playing at the beginning and with some of the captures I've done on this. If you want to grab those captures, then they'll be up on my Cortex Cloud profile. So there's a whole bunch of captures with the Friedman B50 Deluxe, and then there's the clean captures of my Fender Deluxe and the Morgan AC20. At some point I'm going to do a more extensive range of captures for both the Fender and the Morgan, and there's a massive range of captures for the Friedman, all available currently over on my Patreon. If you want to check out more captures, presets, and actually all of the backing tracks and tabs and extra lick lessons and things, you can find the transcription for the intro solo on this video. Anyways, getting sidetracked slightly. So I'll get into the full video now that I sent over to John on his channel. I know the video he's got has got some thoughts from some other players as well and his own, so do check that out. And yeah, let me know what you think of the Nano Cortex, what you think of the captures I've done, the tones, etc. If you're enjoying the videos, playing the content, all that stuff, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. That would help me out a lot. It'd be much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for bearing with me as the content comes back to normal frequency again. And yeah, here's the video on the Nano Cortex. Hey everyone, my name's David Beebe. Cordy's asked me to crash in on his channel and give my quick thoughts on the Nano Cortex. I really like this pedal. It might sound a little contrarian given some of my thoughts on the Quad Cortex, but to me, in chatting with Cordy and some other friends, I think a few of us actually have the thoughts that this is more of a well thought out, coherent pedal, product rather. And I think some of the claims it's making are backed up in that it delivers on. It's not over-promising and under-delivering. The Nano, if you discount all of the interesting marketing videos campaign, is far more restrained in what it's attempting to do. And I think it takes some of the strongest features of the Quad, namely the capturing and the ease of the capturing process, the quality of the capturing process, and just putting it into a package that for under £500 can almost fit in your pocket. I think that is kind of incredible, really. I don't know why, as a guitar community, we seem to have, I guess you just normalize technology and normalize what you expect so quickly. And what used to seem like voodoo magic becomes a basic human right a few years later. If you'd have told me 14 years ago that in 2024 you'll have a Kemper the size of this that you can put in your pocket for £500, you'd have think give it to me now, but release it in 2024 and it's not quite what the community may have wanted, and it seems like there's maybe a bit of a backlash. I really like this thing. It's been fantastic for the last couple of months that I've had it. I've actually been traveling with it in hotels, using it as a travel rig. I think it's fantastic. I can stick in another mic, which when I'm doing videos on the move. I can stick in an XLR into the second input and use it to multi-track guitar videos. So I can do guitar tracks and my voice. I've been capturing amps with it, so I've done some captures of my Friedman, my Morgan and my Fender. Those are all available on my Cortex Cloud if you want to search me on there. Really digging the fact that you can power it via USB-C. That now is a bit of a game changer. The other thing I've got to give them total credit for is the app syncing process. That has been 100% rock solid, and that I have not had it fail or not work one time. So there's a bit of a unique thing, and I'm wondering if this is a design choice by Neural, is that every time you launch the app, if it's not been on recently, you have to hold down the exit capture button for 1 second, but it instantly connects every single time, and then it's rock solid until you leave the app or turn the device off. So absolute top credit goes to that, because there's been many other pedals I've used with the Bluetooth app connection that have been extremely flaky on a good day. As to the negatives to the Nano Cortex as I currently see it, I think there's a potential question mark with the update schedule. Now, Neural have publicly committed to supporting and updating the Nano Cortex. There's a blog post that they've posted going through that. But in terms of when and how much and what's coming, a real question mark. But it is good to know at least that there are some updates coming in the future. As to the product itself currently, as to what's missing, for me, the biggest thing that it's lacking is the pre-effects of a compressor and a drive block. I can live with the fixed signal chain. I can live with the limited amount of effects. I think the single delay and reverb are great. I don't need tons of choice, but to omit completely a compressor and a drive block has a few big issues. First of all, bass players. I mean, bass players without a compressor in their rig, that kind of nerfs a lot of them using it, I think. But I do use compression a fair amount. It's my kind of lifesaver when the legato is having a bad day. And the drive block is one of those things that it's not absolutely necessary, because you could bake it into your captures, but it just balloons the number of captures to organize and presets to change. And it would just seem that leaving out the drive block from the product seems, especially for Neural, I mean, are you even neuraling if you're not putting a tube screamer into your 5150 plugin? I mean, I can't quite get my head around why Neural would leave a drive block out of the equation. I think the final negative thing I could say about the Nano Cortex, and this equally applies to the Quad Cortex and the whole ecosystem they're trying to build, is that it's very reliant upon the goodwill, good nature, and epic gear vaults of third parties to sort of just capture it and give it away for free. So the Nano Cortex comes with basically just 25 sounds, if you like, captures, and 5 of those are for bass. Now, the 20 guitar sounds that you've got are pretty good. It's not that they're bad at all, but it's just really limited in scope, like super, super limited in the amount of sounds that you can get for free. Now, they would say, well, you have this whole Cortex community cloud thing, but it's kind of hit and miss as to what's on there. And because there's no premium captures, there's no paid third-party captures, or it's very hard to do that because there's no robust, there's no sort of fleshed out ecosystem for doing that. It's a little bit of a Wild West in terms of the quality and the quantity and variety of devices that you can find on there. So if you've got a great gear collection, then the Nano Cortex I think is fine. If you don't already, then I think, yeah, you're probably at the mercy and goodwill of people just capturing their expensive gear and giving it away on the Cortex Cloud for free. So yeah, that's been my only sort of question mark, eyebrow raise on the ecosystem currently. Anyways, I've probably waffled on for far too long about this now, so I will hand it over to somebody else. Thanks to Cordy for having me on the channel, and I look forward to reading what you guys think about the Nano Cortex down in the comments.